Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another absolutely rainy day in Northampton. It's just absolutely done a 20-second burst. It's horrible. Anyway, what have we got for you today? Well, we've got another tie 4 of round 2 of Battle Royale, and this one is against Richard McCook's Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water and David Hunt's Meatloaf Bat Out of Hell. So, out of the hat first for this tie came this one. Simon and Garfunkel Bridge Over Troubled Water, released in 1970. And it was their last album together. And there we have that iconic picture of the two of them together. And then if we flip it over, there is another little iconic picture of them the other way round. And you get the lyrics on this one. So let's just flick it back over to the other side. So who took this iconic picture? It was taken by a guy called John Berg. Now, he's a renowned graphic and art designer. His work graced many covers during the 60s and 70s. And he said he have played a significant role in shaping visual identity in the music industry. So, in a moment we'll have a look and see who is John Berg, but let's go back and have a look at this cover. Now, this is very iconic. You've got art at the back and Paul Simon leaning into him. And it says their profiles are beautifully captured. The simplicity and the emotional renaissance of the photograph perfectly complemented the timeless music within the album. And then if we just flip it over to the other side, you get a contrast. You've now got Paul Simon in the back and art in the front, and they're still leaning into each other. Very, very iconic pictures. So, who is this photographer and art director? He was born John Hendrickson Berg on the 12th of January 1932, and he was best known for his works at Columbia Records. Throughout his illustrious career, he won 4 Grammy Awards, and he had in total 26 nominations. That's huge, isn't it? But apart from this one, he did design other Grammy Award winning covers. The first being this one, Barbra Streisand's album from 1964. He was also responsible for Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits album from 1968. Also 1969, an album called Underground by Thelonious Monk. He designed that. 1977, remember this famous one, Chicago 10, The Chocolate Bar. And Love Notes in 1978 for Ramsey Lewis. Unfortunately, he died of pneumonia in New York on the 11th of October 2015, aged 83. So let's go back to this cover. This cover inspired others over the years, and which led to lots of people covering Bridge Over Troubled Water, from Aretha Franklin, and Johnny Cash. Lots of people have done it. I mean, Rick Wakeman's done a lovely piano version of it. I think the Shadows have done it. Everyone's done it, and each time they bring their unique flavour and emotion to it. The song actually, Bridge Over Troubled Water, just brings people across generation and bridging the gaps and offering solace to listeners worldwide. What I like about this cover, you know it is from distance and afar. And the other thing you can tell, now, as you know, I wear glasses, and if I take my glasses off, everything is a blur. So even if I do that now, I've got it right in front of me now, I can see who it is. And if I go further back, by the magic, yes, I can still see it. I know who it is, although it's all blurred. It all comes into one. You know what it is. Let's put these on before I start feeling dizzy. There we go. So that's how iconic it is. I recognise it without my glasses on. Very strange thing, but there. So yeah, it's a very iconic cover, and I do like the idea of the lyrics on the back because the songs on here are just fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at the other contender then. And it's 1977's Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. One of the most iconic covers in the world. So who designed this one? Well, for a start, it was Jim Steinman who created the concept, but the illustration is done by Richard Corbin. Now this album cover, you see this motorcycle ridden by a long-haired man bursting out of a graveyard. In the background we've got a large bat perches on top of a mausoleum that towers above the rest of the tombstones. And in 2001 this cover was voted by Q magazine as its number 71 on the list. So let's have a look at before we go over to the other side. Jim wanted equal billing with Meatloaf on the albums titled. He wanted to have it called Jim Steinman Presents or Jim and Meat or vice versa. But for marketing reasons, the the record company wished to make it Meatloaf as the recognisable name. But as a compromise, and if you can, at the bottom, it does say the word songs by Jim Steinman. So he got a bit of a billing, and I think this is where the sort of relationship between Meat and Jim was always going to be a little bit fractured, as they say. So let's have a look at the person that designed it. Now, Richard Corbin was born on November the 1st, 1940, and was an American illustrator, mostly for comic book and heavy metal magazines, especially the Den series, which featured. Now, here we have a few. Here we go. A few ideas and concepts and covers that he'd done. All a bit weird and wonderful, but you know where the sort of Bat Out of Hell come from. He was the winner of the 2009 Spectrum Grandmaster Award, 2018 Grand Prix at Illume, and in 2012 he was elected into the Will Eisner Award fame. Sadly, on December the 12th, he passed away in 2020. He did do some other covers, all sort of associated with Meatloaf and Jim Steinman. He did the cover for Jim's 1981 album, Bad for Good. Of course, he turned up for Bat Out of Hell in 1993, and of course, 2006... Bat Out of Hell 3. So this relationship between Meat and Jim really hit an all-time low, because after in 1995, Jim registered Bat Out of Hell as a trademark, and sought to prevent Meatloaf using the title. And in 2006, however, the singer sought to cancel Steinman's trademark, and he did, so that it was sort of mended a little bit. So here we have two iconic covers for different reasons. Bridge Over Troubled Water. You've got this wonderful picture of the two, even though that this was their last album, and the pictures summed it all up. It's iconic. That one of them on the front cover, leaning against each other, is really prominent. And then we get Bat Out of Hell, which practically tore Jim and me together from day one. But Richard Corbin it was a fine artist, comic book illustrator, nice colours, great pictures. I think all the Bat Out of Hell album covers are pretty stunning. There we go. So good luck, gentlemen. A place in the quarterfinal beckons. Okay, so if you want, now it's up to you guys to vote. Which of these two you think should go forward? And the way you do that is from 2 p.m. today, there will be a poll in the community bit of my channel. And then tonight there will be a poll on the live stream. And it closes at midnight next Wednesday. And then on Thursday, in the live stream, they will reveal the winner. So good luck. The shorts are up there still, so if you want to go and have a listen, or just put the albums on themselves, go and have a listen to these great albums. Okay, that's all for this one. Next week we have got Talk, The Colour of Spring against Rush's Moving Pictures. Two great iconic covers as well. So that's all for this. I'll be back very shortly with Pick and Mix. It's a trip down memory lane, so it is the UK Top 10 on this day back in 1957. So bye for now.